What's your advice to men, like, to make money? You know, you're famously said, make money, make muscles, learn game, hold frame.
Yeah.
So are you an advocate of getting the fuck out of America? Are you saying go, you know, be a tourist and get a deeper perspective? Some people will say, like, listen, MLD, like, I hear you. I hear what you're saying, but I'm not moving to Tokyo, bro.
Yeah.
So what would you say to those people?
I just tell every guy, by default, you should be working on the core four. Make money, make muscles, learn game, hold frame. I believe in a life of self-improvement. And I think that the average guy nowadays, especially in America, is a lazy fucking dork. Like, the people in America in general need to get their shit together. I mean,
you think most dudes are just become lazy dorks?
Most men and women. It's both,
and women?
Yes, it's both sides of the coin. Huh. You know? So when I come back here, I just see, I don't know, I just see a lot of entitlement. I see a lot of people not working hard at like all the like greatness that America offers. Like, if you're poor in America after the age of 30, 35, and you're a man, like, you played your cards wrong. There's some way to climb to the top in America. Yeah. I saw these Colombians selling cheeseburgers out of a fucking truck since 2009 in Orlando, Florida. That would go after the nightclub and buy cheeseburgers from these people. These people grinded for like fucking 8 years. Now they have 3 locations in store. They have mobile food trucks as well. I think it's called Junior Colombian Cheeseburger. I watch these people, these Colombian people, grind, selling cheeseburgers to drunk people for like multiple years in a row. So when I see like people in America like, oh, I can't get ahead, I can't do this, I can't do that, I just think, I'm sorry, I think you're fucking lazy. Especially me. I grew up in abject poverty. Like, every poverty marker, I grew up in that shit. And I elevated myself to, you know, the upper levels of success. And so I didn't have a dad doing it. I had no support. I had no rich white family. Nothing. No rich Jewish family. Nothing.
You got to get one of those, bro.
I'm on the market.
Them out all over
Will they adopt me?
Yeah, you're my son now.
I want to live in Boca Raton.
When you hear this, when you hear him basically saying that most men and even most women are just lazy dorks, you know, you're from Lithuania. I don't know how it is in your country. What's your perspective here in South Florida?
Honestly, I can totally agree with that, especially having immigrant parents. Like, my mom worked 3 jobs to like provide a living for us, and especially I grew up without a dad. Like, she was a single mom raising 2 kids, working all the time. And so I guess I kind of got that like ambition and that drive, because one of my biggest goals in life is to like make sure that my mom is able to retire and doesn't have to lift a finger anymore. Yep. So I think a lot of Americans especially grow up kind of entitled because they don't see their parents necessarily go through like a struggle, and they kind of just have things handed off to them. Yeah. And so a lot of people don't really have that drive or ambition to do better, and they kind of live in like a victim mentality where it's like, oh, this is happening to me, and, you know, poor me, instead of like kind of looking at the silver lining and trying to, you know, just do better for themselves.
Mm-hmm. I see you nodding. A lot of lazy dorks.
Yeah, I agree with everything that she said.
Look at all the fat people. Like, everybody's so
no, not that. I don't agree with that.
Fat lazy dorks.
Nope. I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with what?
I'll push the envelope on that.
That what?
It's not about weight. It's about mentality. It's about.
Well, I feel like weight is part of being lazy.
Weight is absolutely tied to mentality.
I agree.
I know a lot of skinny people that are lazy. So no, weight has nothing to do with it. To me, it's about demeanor, and it's about, yes, like, I also grew up with an immigrant family and parents that I had to see them struggle. I grew up with nothing. Literally, like, I had like 8 brothers and sisters, and we all had to scramble. Like, it was really hard times, and I think that's now why I value my time so much, especially with my kids. Like, I feel like I'm a sacrifice to changing the narrative in my family structure, because I'm sacrificing. I am also a nurse, and I'm not working that 9-to-5 job because I want to be present in my kid's life. So I'm sacrificing the fact that I have to show my tits online so I can get time with my kids and I can be present in their life. So yeah, I would love to someday not have to do OnlyFans and show my tits to everybody and make some money. And I would love to just be in the house and raise a family and be proactive in that sense. But it's like, I feel like everyone, like you guys said, they're just so entitled nowadays, and I just don't think that that's going to happen anytime soon with anyone anymore.
Well, we're definitely going to come back to those tits online in a second, so just hold that thought. Angela, were you born in Vietnam or no?
No, I'm born here.
But your parents are born there.
Yeah.
What have you learned about your parents' work ethic versus what you've learned here in America? Or seen here in America?
Yeah, I would agree that, yes, Americans are entitled, but at the same time, there's so many opportunities here, and I think that it's not that you're lacking opportunities, it's just you're ignorant. And I think that people want to just pick up and flock the minute things get a little tough in America. And I'm just like, honestly, it's great because my childhood versus where I am now, drastically different. So I would say it's a mindset thing. And you really have to make the best out of it. And if you're aiming for the stars out of your league, that's really just a struggle right here. Like, get off of social media. Quit comparing yourself to something that you can't get and just start small steps. And people don't do that.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that what is great about America, though, is that if you work on everything that we talk about here, get your mind right, get your money right, get your game right, get your frame right, get everything around you right, networking, your status, your social dynamics, everything, you can be the best of the best from east to west, and it's you got some titties on your chest. Like, it'll all work out in the end.
Yep.
But a lot of people don't want to go through that grind, and they just want to play the victim card. And we have immigrants from different countries here. Boom, 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 boom. But America still is the land of opportunity, is it not?
For
Of
sure.
course.
For
Okay.
sure. I tell a lot of guys too to like learn to like make money online. Like learn a skill, right? And if you can like make like $3,000 online, you can travel to like Colombia, you can go
Yeah.
to Mexico, you can go to all these different countries and live for a fraction while using dollar arbitrage while the dollar's still at the top.
Well, it is. All right, so last point here. Give me the upside to going and finding, these passport bro things that you've talked about. You've talked about with Jed, going and finding a wife elsewhere. In my opinion, if you think you're just some average dude and you show up to Colombia or show up to Tokyo or show up to Romania as an average dude and you're like, oh, because I'm just an average American, I'm just going to find some dime piece. You got another thing coming, brother. They still want the upper echelons, dude. Okay, so give me the upside to going and finding a traditional, better, more feminine women outside of America, and give me the downside. I feel like you have a good perspective to this. So upside and downside of what to expect.
I think you just learn a lot about life when you travel to other countries, multiple cultures, and you're not on some like Disney tour. Like you actually go and you mingle with the people and you see how things are done. It gives you an education that you cannot get in university whatsoever. You can't replicate that through VR, YouTube videos, whatever. I will say downside is there is an aspect of like each country has its own racism that you have to deal with. And so you got to dance around that. And like you do kind of experience the feeling of being an outsider. And so there is like insider privileges in some cultures, and that's fine. It is what it is. So it can be lonely at times.
How do you deal with the language barrier?
I study Japanese, so I just started studying it when I lived there.
Do you see yourself marrying a Japanese woman or settling down or having kids with a Japanese woman?
It really doesn't matter what country the woman's from.
Yeah.
As long as she is like just checking all the boxes. Actually, since I went viral, I met a large amount of nice American women. So.
Funny what fame and status and success will do to meet more women.
You can take me
Interesting.
later.
Not you, not viral from you. Be quiet.
But you don't see yourself settling down or having kids, however you define that next phase in your life, the next chapter, with a Japanese woman?
I mean, statistically, the chances are higher that she's going to be a Japanese woman because I'm in Japan.
Yeah.
It's 98% Japanese. But like, I've met some like fucking smoke show conservative white girls since I've been here, and I'm like,
Shout out to those white girls out there just holding down the conservative values.
I'm okay with that too,
Yeah, the problem that this is going to trigger some people. So based on impact, the problem that I have is yes, we want all those things: a feminine woman who's loyal and there for you and smart and charming and care. We all want all that. But I think more than anything, I would say anybody wants someone that you can just communicate with, be on the same page with, laugh, joke,
Trust.
have fun. Trust is
Trust.
obviously huge. The problem that I have in Miami is like I'm at the beach 2 days ago, all right? And I'm sitting there, I'm just chilling, I'm just getting some sun, relaxing. There's this super cute girl, kind of like Tessa, just hanging out right there. It wasn't you. And I'm just sitting there on the beach, and I'm thinking, all right, she's drawing some art. Word to the wise. You don't ever be like, hey, you're hot, what's up? I'm like, oh, like, what are you drawing over there? And I'm thinking because obviously every guy knows, like, you're thinking before you say something. And she's like, oh, I'm working on some art over here, and I'm doing a painting. I'm like, yeah, I'm out. I can't, at this phase of my life, like, I need someone who banter, English, can communicate. Like, I'm not trying to learn a foreign language to fall in love.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal for me.
Yeah.
Like, these girls are all from different parts of the world, but they all speak English great. You all qualify. Congratulations. But one thing that I've realized in Miami, this is like, people are like, what's wrong with Miami? It's like, You can see the sexiest, awesome, like most amazing woman, at least on the surface. And you're like, hey, what's up? She's like, I'm from Italia. What do you want from? I'm like, yeah, I'm out. Just can't do it.
So if you like that clip, click right here to watch another. Or if you want to watch the entire SOSCAST, click right here.